Hey everybody, it's Joe Roberts from The Normal Outdoors. I'd like to thank you for tuning into my video. And if you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button down below. I've been turkey hunting for about 5 years now, and it finally came together this spring. My calls are improving, and I've found a lot more gobblers this year than I have ever in the past. After hunting a few days on public land dealing with spooked and hung up toms, I decided I would leave my camera in the truck and just hunt. Then on April 19th, this happened. I had been calling to a hung up turkey all morning, and eventually I spooked him off as I tried to approach him. I decided to head to another spot, and within 5 minutes of getting out of my truck, I had 2 toms come in to my setup. With my cameras in the truck, I got out my phone and I filmed his last few seconds of life. I spent the next week preparing meals from his breasts and preserving his fan and wings for my first turkey mount. This mount will remind me constantly of persistence and perseverance through adversity. I had a few weeks before the next season. So, in my spare time, I took out my son Roland to look for his favorite spring meal, morel mushrooms.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Roberts from The Normal Outdoors. I'm out here with
Roland.
and what are we doing, Roland? Let's see what's in your hand.
Looking for mushrooms instead of hunting.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're it's the last week of April and we're out here marking a bunch. So I've got one right here,
And this
one
is
right
the
here,
new
one
kind
right here.
of Normal Outdoors.
Yep.
Because this is called Normal Outdoors Mushroom Hunt.
Yeah. I think I probably found close to 50 or 60, but they're all too small, so we're just marking them, and we'll be back here next couple days picking them once they get a little bit bigger.
Well, there are
They look real nice. Go ahead and pick them. Kind of just checking out the edge of the creek. Here's a real nice one.
We find mushrooms in the same area on my family's property every year, so I go mark them as they start popping and come back once they're big enough to pick. They paired perfectly with the turkey I killed a couple weeks before. On April 29th, I began hunting an IRAP property. IRAP stands for Illinois Recreational Access Program, a program that hunters can apply to hunt on private lease ground through the state.
Hopefully I can get in here and get some birds gobbling this morning. I got to take off early. I've got an interview later today, so it's kind of just a scouting mission to see if any birds will gobble. And if I can get one to come in, that'd be a bonus. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
The first morning was rainy and I never heard any birds. I explored the property a bit and decided my plan for the next morning.
Yesterday was rainy, overcast. Didn't hear any gobbles. I heard a couple birds fly down, but they never made a peep on the roost or even after they flew down. So I'm hoping today they'll be a little more active and I'll get on some gobbles. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
I set up along a field and heard birds gobbling on the ridge across the field from me. I tried to make moves on the birds after they flew down and had them gobbling, but they weren't coming up from the bottoms of those ridges. The next morning was basically the same scenario. I decided I had to get down at the bottom of those ridges before they flew down the next morning.
First thing in the morning, I was just a little late. I couldn't really cut them off like I wanted to. So this morning I got a little more planned. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to where I think they're roosted and cut them off before they go onto the neighboring property like they have the past 2 days. So we'll see what happens.
He gobbled a ton on the roost, and I knew if I could get his attention, he'd come in. Around 10 minutes after he flew down, he was 15 yards for me. I knew it was my last opportunity because he was acting like he was ready to book. So I squeezed the trigger and hoped for the best. I missed. Again, it's part of hunting, and if you hunt as much as I do, it'll happen.
Just had a bird fly down off the roost, work his way down here. He actually was like basically behind me. He came down here and got spooked for some reason. I don't know what happened. Just as I was gonna shoot him through this little lane right here. I mean, he was loud, right behind me. If he could have came through that stuff, he would have. Dang. I mean, he was the only bird goblin this morning too, so I don't think there's any others on this property right now. He literally got right there and was behind this tree. It was just a bad setup on my end, I guess. If I would have been back there or something, I don't know. Might have had a clear shot, but who would have thought he'd ignore the hen decoy and come straight to me.
He came behind me, and between he and I were a bunch of trees and brush. I had turned my torso around behind my legs after he started off to the left.
I mean, he came straight to this tree. Guess you live and you learn. The sun ain't even up yet, so I might as well sit here and see if I can't get another bird goblin eventually, but like I said, that was the only one that I heard on the roost this morning, so doubtful that anything will spark back up anytime soon. Man, I can't believe that. Great audio. It's gonna be, I mean, his drumming was insane. My heart felt like it was beating out of its chest, and his drumming was louder than my heart. Oh man. I don't know how else I could have done that. I guess if I would have moved before he got down here, but I really thought, I mean, this is a clear lane right here. I would have thought he would have came straight down here to this decoy, but I don't know if he didn't see it or if I was just that good at calling. But he came up on this ridge right here behind me, and I was set right here. I really wish he would have made his way down here, but I don't know. I think their ears are, as far as the GPS goes, better than their eyes. I'll wait a little while and see if anything else gobbles, I guess.